Well, John, job done again. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I thought job done would be a good reflection of Tuesday night. Pretty professional performance, and today obviously job done in terms of the result, but performance was went up another level. I thought really good from start to finish. Very few criticisms of the side, and yeah, just really pleased that we've come away with 3 points in the manner that we did.
What pleased you most about that performance?
I think the two halves, you've got a really sort of professional start to the game where we dealt with Northampton's threats. We obviously got the goal from a set piece and it opened the game up a bit, but we continued to play, we continued to cause them problems, and that was excellent. I thought that was really professional for 45 minutes in terms of what we did there. And then you never know in these games. My thought at half time was, of course, it would be brilliant if we can keep playing and we can keep creating the opportunities that we're creating. But I also said, if it does become a game where we have to take a clean sheet and take the win, then that's absolutely fine, because we didn't do that particularly well up at Barnsley. But it didn't turn into that game. I thought it turned into a game where we completely controlled proceedings and created some really good opportunities, some really good passages. Obviously scored the goal early, which helped, but to win in the manner that we did, and this is Northampton are a good side. They're definitely a good side, and I thought we really controlled pretty much every aspect of the game.
On the front foot from the off, getting that goal within inside 11 minutes. What do you put that start down to?
I think the squad and the way that they've rebounded from Blackpool, I put it down to the togetherness that they've got in there. It's a bit of a throwaway word, and it's hard to pinpoint sometimes, and I wouldn't say it unless I thought that, but it was a big challenge for the lads to come off the back of that disappointment and go away to two really tough places in November and December and take one on the chin and do what they've done and come away with a 2-0 and a 3-0. And I put it down to the boys taking the disappointment really well, but also thinking, okay, that's fine, we'll move on. We're going to go into these games with confidence, play the way we play, and get the results.
What did you make of the start to the second half as well, with Paddy getting a goal just inside about 3 minutes?
Yeah, I mean, really important, I thought, for us that we sort of killed off any sting that Northampton would have had. We knew what they'd be saying at half time in terms of upping the intensity and really causing us problems. And at 2-0, if you concede a goal early on, then the whole game changes. Obviously, going 3-0 up, I think it took the sting out of the game a bit, and we then controlled it pretty well. So really pleased for the lads as a whole, really pleased for Paddy to get a couple of goals as well. I thought he took both of them really well, maybe could have had a third. But it was really important for us to get that goal early and then do what we did in the second half.
As you said there, Paddy back in the side and back in the goals. What did you make of his performance, and maybe even alongside the goals as well?
I thought he was really good. Paddy was a massive threat down that left-hand side in the first half. He kept running in behind. There were a couple of times we didn't quite find him. And Paddy had, by his own admission and by everyone's admission, a poor game against Blackpool. He'd been excellent. I thought he was our best player, close to the best player against Charlton. I thought, okay, we've got Paddy Lane where we need him to be. Came off that level against Blackpool at the weekend, and then when he came on Tuesday night, I thought, okay, he's much more of a threat again, even though we're probably playing him in a position where we're not necessarily sure that's his best position. Today, this afternoon, I thought, he looks a real threat on that left wing. He popped into the pocket really nicely, really good relationship with Jack Sparks. Obviously took his 2 goals well. Probably a criticism we've had of Paddy is making sure that when we get into the final third and get into those moments, you take your chances and you show the quality that we know he's got. So yeah, thrilled with Paddy's performance.
Cass came in for Colby. How do you think he did?
I thought Cass was excellent. He was a real handful, and Cass, all the fans and everybody at Football Club, has become a quick hero because of his goals early in the season. He didn't score today, but again, that's not a problem for me because of the performance that he put in. I thought he gave to the 2 centre-halves a real tough time, held the ball up well, ran in behind, bit unlucky not to get a penalty, I think, in the first half. And considering that's Cass's first league start, 90 minutes, having been out of the starting lineup for 18 league games, a really impressive performance, I thought, and I'm very pleased for him. He's got a huge amount of improvement still to come, but everything he's taken on board since the first day of having him in the building has been really pleasing.
Now, it's as cold down here as I imagine it is in the away end as well. What did you make of the support of the 1,400 Pompey fans who were in full voice all afternoon? Oh,
it was I honestly run out of superlatives for the fans. It's just every single game, home, away, wherever it is, and they've got something to cheer about, which is nice. The most important thing for us is to make sure we give them something to go home and cheer about, because that was, as a fan, player and coach, the coldest I've ever been, I think. And they've come out here in their droves. It's a long way. I always say that because everything's a long way for us, but a long way, and really thrilled that we've sent them home with 3 points.
What's the latest on Colby?
Yeah, so we got Colby scan results before we actually announce anything properly. We're going to send it for a second opinion, and it's decent enough news, or it's quite good news, because what we have is a previous injury in there and a bit of scar tissue in the ankle. So we just want to make sure that what's showing on the scan is that scar tissue rather than anything too significant. So we're pretty hopeful at the moment. It's just going to be let's say a month out for Colby rather than anything too long. So looking at weeks rather than months, which is really good news for us. But just reserve that one until we get the second opinion. Just finally, we'll finish on a brighter note. What does it say about your team, the fact that they've dealt with the disappointment of last Saturday, and they've came back, they've won 2-0 at Burton and they've won 3-0 at Northampton? It says that they've taken the disappointment of Blackpool on the chin and got themselves together and come back really positive and confident, and I can't speak highly enough of the group in there, and the way that the squad operates is excellent. We've got some real leaders in that dressing room, which we needed coming out of it. And barring obviously all of the football work we've done this week, I've genuinely felt I've had to do very little to sort of pick the boys up. And I did really want them to be disappointed after Blackpool. I wanted them to realise that we lost the game for certain reasons, and taken everything on board. And today was, I guess, the culmination of a really good week that they've had, and a tough week as well, considering we've got 2 away games. So I'm very proud and very pleased for the boys.